Now this time we mean it. This time it's going to be so much better. It's
Should
going to be,
be.
oh my God, it's going to be ridiculous how good this interview is. This is the
Well,
payoff.
the bar is set. We've set the bar low.
The
So
bar is incredibly low. Hey, look at that. It's Sam from Kali Masi, Car Con
we're
Carne,
back.
still sponsored by C&H Financial Services.
Mhm.
As I was saying, when you completely just fell off the recording, everyone has that one spot in their home or apartment with no connectivity. It's just, it
Mhm.
becomes like a black hole. You are in that spot in your
Yeah.
apartment. Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's it's my office, and that's, I don't know why I decided to put everything that I need internet for there, but that's what we've done.
Yeah. So you were there, then you froze, everything became sad and dark. And if that's not a metaphor for life in the pandemic, I really don't know what is.
Yeah.
So I was saying, or you were talking about being available on Bandcamp. That's how we can support you. You've got music, you've got cool merch, cool t-shirts.
Mhm.
And speaking of Bandcamp, you do have new music on Bandcamp. You just put out this collection of bedroom recordings and demos, very untreated, naked stuff. I mean, this is stuff like off your voice memos on your phone. I mean, it's
Yeah.
I think a lesser musician might be intimidated to just put that stuff out in the universe.
Yeah, I don't know. We have like so much shit like that where we'll be just like working on, I don't know, new songs or whatever, and we'll do this thing where we all put our phones in a different corner of the room and record it, and then we try and like make a mix of that, just because we always have the phones, and that mixed with like you said, bedroom recordings, and just like me walking to the bank and thinking of like thing, and then just recording it. And so we were just like, let's just like make something fun out of all of that, just to give some people something to listen to and like make something fun out of it. And some of it is cool because like they are like literally things that had to do with the last record that we put out. Some of them is stuff that's will become a little bit more apparent when we put out this next record. And some of it is just like shit that we forgot that we wrote. I just wanted to share it for whatever reason and see if we could drum up a little bit of interest and some fun songs and some money and all that kind of stuff.
It's interesting going through this, listening to Reindeer Games, the version on this, the
Oh,
recording
Jesus.
quality. Well, the recording quality aside, the vision for the song seemed to stay the same from demo to the finish line.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was, I think that was a demo that we did when we were, the place that we recorded it at was in a basement in Naperville, Illinois. And we just went to like see if the studio was cool. And they're like, why don't you guys like rip a live thing? And that's what that was. And it's cool too, because like, that was such a long time ago. And it was, my brother played guitar in the band at that point in time. And I was, had like a little pipsqueak voice, and we were still trying to fit. We didn't know how to record, so it was cool. It was fun to find that on a hard drive and be like, let's put this out.
And then you have a version of the Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young song "Ohio," the protest song, which I mean, to me, that has all the teeth of the original. That's a ferocious little cover you put on there.
Thanks. Yeah, we used to play that song all the time, and that was from when we were demoing all the songs for Wind Instrument. That was like one thing that we threw at the end and never put out, so figured it was time.
And then Some Friends, which is that's your Stairway to Heaven, that's your Freebird. There's a version of that on there as well.
Yeah.
So it's just cool. I mean, for people who appreciate the creative process, being able to kind of take a peek at this really untouched, unglossed content is cool. And one of the ongoing discussions I've been having throughout the pandemic is the need for content, the need. We were looking for things to engage with and hear and read and watch. So we need to keep the content to keep coming is what I'm trying to say. So this is great. I'm glad you had the mind to just get something out there.
Yeah, totally. And I definitely think that something that is cool is just from an artist perspective is just transparency. Just like as far as like the creative process, like you're talking about, like, I don't know. I like when I dig through the whole Wikipedia of every band that I listen to, and I try and find everything. So just trying to make more shit available and kind of like get rid of the curtain entirely. No backstage, no behind the curtain. Let's just get rid of the curtain. Let's just show it all. Because why the fuck not? That's kind of where I'm at.
Because why the fuck not? Yeah, looking ahead for musicians, it's a question I don't even want to get into. We know that things are dark and foreboding, and we're living in dystopia. But let's go backward. Let's start at the beginning with the band. You mentioned starting with the pipsqueak voice, with the brother in the band. Tell me about starting the band and walk us through the history.
The starting of the band was me and John Garrison, who still plays drums, in Kali Masi in my mom's basement, and then his mom's basement, and then my bedroom, and then a punk house that I lived at for a while in Chicago. And yeah, we've kind of just been going for it. And trying to think of like a relevant history to tell. I don't know. We just started booking shows, just cold emailing and cold calling venues like all across the country when we booked our first tour. And yeah, like I said, my brother played guitar in the band for a while. Had a couple different lineup changes, but we really just like wanted to do it, and just kind of started booking it ourselves and doing it ourselves, and did that until some people took notice and started helping us and stuff like that. But our mentality's like pretty much stayed the same. I think we got like a really good crew going and a really good team, both people that are playing in the band and people that are like booking shows and helping us put out records and stuff like that. It seems like everybody's on the same page as far as just like kind of what we want to do. I don't exactly know what that is yet, but we're still working on it. And yeah, we're going to put out another record here hopefully soon, that we've been working really hard on, and hopefully be able to play some shows coming up. But one thing that I thought was really cool during this pandemic was just that it was kind of a great of all cool things to talk about during the pandemic. It kind of was a great equalizer for, all different kinds of artists. You saw like, the guitarist of The Doors was doing Instagram live things, and like little bands like Kali Masi doing live things. And it was cool to kind of have everybody in one place for a little bit, and going forward, it's not going to go back to the way it was before. It's going to become something completely new. And I think it was really cool to just be able to open your phone and see so many people kind of doing the same thing, and a lot of people trying to raise money for cool causes and stuff like that. It's been awesome to see where everybody's hearts are at.
I agree, and that's a lovely glass half full way of looking at things, and I agree. And one of the other topics that comes up a lot is, how do artists proceed in all this? And I've said it a million times. I feel like this is such a great opportunity for videos, for artists to really go all in with video creation, because if you can't tour, how can you express yourself? And I'm not talking about performances. I'm thinking like old school MTV creative visions, like Radiohead circa 1998 or whatever, like doing some cool inventive shit. Yeah,
and it's funny that you say that, because we are always jumping on Zoom calls to kind of talk about like what we can do, not only to like we keep coming back to help people who are in need right now, but also like, what can we do going forward to, if we can't play shows, like how can we make it a little bit more fun? And we are pitching like a lot of cool video ideas to each other. Literally just before this call, I'm trying to learn how to use Final Cut Pro so that I look like I used Final Cut Pro and not like my phone. So yeah, I mean, we've got like so many hours of tour footage from like all around the world that we just are like, yeah, maybe someday we'll find something to do with it. And I'm trying to make like a cool video that maybe someday, I don't know, we'll do something with it someday. But you're right, like content is kind of king right now, and it's a dirty word. It feels gross to talk about content when there are other things that are more important to talk about. But yeah, making cool content, because at a certain point, everybody needs a break from the real shit that's happening, and really want to like, oh man, I love this record, or I love this band. And there's always going to be a place for art, and there's always going to be a place for art, whether it be fun or political or active or non-active. It's there's always a place for that.
Completely agree. And talking about that last album, which came out in 2017, Wind Instrument, that was something I obviously was dying to ask you. It's been a few years. How close are we to that new album?
Well, I mean, there's no rush, but at the same time, no. I mean, we recorded it. Let's see, in late February. It was kind of crazy actually, because the last show that we played was out in Colorado, and at this brewery. We played this show at this little festival at this brewery called Ratio in Denver. And it was amazing because they flew us out and they put us up, and it was a little festival with like Make War and Joyce Manor. And we did this whole thing, and we had all this momentum, and we were like literally like had a recording set up in the hotel room, and we were finishing demos for the record, and we played the shows, and we flew back home, and the next day we drove to Massachusetts, and we like Hail Married it all the way there, and we set up to record this record, and we did the whole thing, and like it was like such an incredible feeling. We worked so hard at it, and we like really put everything on the line for it, and I think it's going to be a really cool record. And then we drove back, and this happened, and it was just like, it almost feels like a dream that we did all that. I mean, meanwhile in quarantine, we've been mixing it and like trying to get it sounding the way that we want it to. But yeah, it was a slightly different world when we recorded it. And I don't know, I can't wait for it to come out. It's gonna be so great. I think that people are really gonna like it. It's been such a long time, and we're such a different band, both like literally and like metaphysically, the people that we are, I think the songs are cool and people will like it, and we're damn close to putting it out, to give a shorter answer to your question.
Are you going to put it out in vinyl?
There it is. Hell yeah, gotta.
You kind of have to. I appreciate. In fact, speaking of Bandcamp, I did order Wind Instrument on Bandcamp.
Cool. Yeah, I sent to you. I think I put a little note in there for you. I hope it got to you.
Not yet. But
okay, it should.
The mail is like super slow all across the board right now.
It is.
Like I'm allowing 30 days.
Oh my God. There was somebody who ordered one from Chile, which was like, I was like, hell yeah, someone ordered one from Chile, and I've been trying so hard to find a way to ship it to them, but it's so hard to ship things to places like that right now that I just, if he's listening, I'm sorry, man. We've been talking over email. I'm really trying to get it there in a affordable and eventual way.
Yeah, and affordable is probably a big part of that. Figuring. We were talking about videos. It would be wrong to not mention the video for Some Friends, where you and the band got to play dress up.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's something that if people are bored after watching or listening, that's worth the 2 minutes viewing. It's a short song.
Yeah, it is a short one. Yeah, we filmed that in our practice space in Chicago. Our friend Chris filmed that, and it was, I mean, if you have a practice space in Chicago or have ever been to one, they're very small. They're about the size of like a matchbook, and changing clothes that many times was very sweaty, and but it was fun. Yeah, we got to see some confetti and shit, and that was like our first crack at like a cool music video, and I'm glad so many people have watched it and liked it.
It's a blast. Fun. Talking about how everything was really exciting before the pandemic, you recorded the songs, you went to Colorado. Was Riot Fest the biggest show for you at that point? Was that like the pinnacle of your touring career at that point?
Yeah, I mean that was such a hometown like kick through the field goal thing for us, because I've been going to Riot Fest since it was just at Congress, you know. Yeah. And it was just like such a cool thing that we've been really trying to get on those stages for a long time. And if there's never a festival again, I'm so glad that I played Riot Fest.
Absolutely. So cool. All right. So you were on Bandcamp. The band is Kali Masi. The second time was the charm for the interview. I think
we got it. We nailed it.
We redeemed the first technical issues. And I want to thank everyone who's been watching on Facebook Live. If you've been listening to the podcast, thank you for that as well. I'm going to stop the live stream.